Hi, my name's Emma and I'm the Good Food Yogi. Thank you for joining me for this 30-minute yoga taster session. We're going to dive straight in. We're going to start with the breath. So if you want to get yourself nice and comfortable, you can sit cross-legged or you might even sit on your knees, but just whatever feels comfortable just to start. And I'm going to guide you through this 30-minute yoga session. So let's get going. All right, so once you feel comfortable seated on the mat, just sitting up nice and tall, and then you might just close the eyes, and then just allow yourself to just sink into the body a little. And you might take a moment to check in and just notice how you're feeling today, in the body, in the mind. You might allow the shoulders to soften. And just do a little scan of the body, checking in with your hips, your back, your shoulders. Just noticing how everything feels. You might take a moment to notice where you are with your breath, and maybe even notice where your energy levels are at today as well. Now we're actually going to start our class today just with that deeper breath, and just try to set our breath, a nice steady rhythm to the breath, just that we can use throughout the whole session today. And ideally we'll breathe in through the nose, nice and deep, and then we'll breathe out through the nose, nice and long. But just whatever you feel is good today. If you need to breathe in and out through the mouth, then please do. But just starting to maybe go for that deeper inhale, that longer exhale. Starting to maybe feel that movement in the body. Maybe feeling the chest rise and fall. And ideally we'll keep this nice steady rhythm to the breath throughout the whole practice. That inhale will allow us to create some space and length as we start to move, as we start to flow. And then we'll use that exhale to try and move a little deeper, perhaps into the posture, to perhaps go a little deeper and just soften into some of those tighter muscles. Lovely, hopefully feeling like you've got that nice steady breath now. Lovely, and then just opening the eyes when you're ready. Lovely, well done. We're going to start off with a nice stretch out from here. So you might just reach those arms all the way out in front of you, and you're almost trying to round through the back if you can. Then from there, we're just going to stretch those arms all the way back and out, maybe lift the chest as well. Lovely, from there, take the arms all the way up to the sky and see if you can lift your shoulders. Lovely, with the exhale, just bringing those arms all the way back and down to the side. Yeah, lovely, well done. Let's go another time, a couple of times if we can. So reach those hands out, lovely. And then opening out nice and wide, lift the chest, lift the heart. And then when you're ready, reaching those arms to the sky, reach through the fingers, shoulders lift, and then that nice big exhale all the way back and out. Lovely, well done. Let's go one more. Reaching forwards, that nice big stretch, opening out nice and wide if you can. Yeah, lovely. Reaching up to the sky, reaching up with the shoulders, and then that nice big exhale all the way back and out. Yeah, good work, well done. Just settling back and down. We'll go in with a nice side stretch. So we're just going to reach one arm up and over, and you might try and get a little bit of a lean over as well. As you reach through, just think about this side that you're trying to get the stretch down. So you might press your ribs outwards. You might try and press that opposite hip down just so that you can really deepen through the stretch. Maybe feeling that through the back of the body. Or you might even feel that you can draw your shoulder back, maybe open through the chest and get that nice chest opener as well. Maybe looking upwards. Yeah, lovely. Now when you're ready, that exhale to come all the way back and down. Yeah, good work. Well done. Reaching up with the other side, nice and high, up and over. And again, try and really get that nice stretch through the side of the body, down the side of the ribs if you can, pressing that opposite hip down. If you've got that shoulder forwards, it's just going to allow you to stretch through the upper part of the back a little bit more. Or maybe even open the chest, look up to the sky. Yeah, lovely. Shoulder back. Now with the exhale, coming all the way back and down. Yeah, good work. Lovely. All right, we're going to come up onto our hands and knees now. So we'll go into a tabletop position. So onto your knees. Think about spreading the fingers nice and wide, and go a little bit wider than shoulder width if you can as well. Then if you can, tuck your toes under. We're just going to try and get a bit of a stretch out here. We might try and move with the breath. So we might just sink back, almost trying to get into the toes if you can. It's actually going to give us a really good stretch to the bottom of the feet. If you want to go a little bit further, you're going to squeeze those heels towards each other. Maybe round through the back, and see if you can tuck your tailbone as well. So we deepen through and get that nice back stretch. Lift the shoulders upwards, press through the fingers, and take a nice deep breath here. Lovely, well done. Slowly release. Maybe coming forwards, back into that tabletop position, and then relax the belly. Lovely, you might even lean slightly forwards. And if you can, grip with your fingers, your thumbs. It's just going to allow us to use our forearm muscles a little bit more. Lovely, you might be able to lift the chin, lift the chest, just get a little bit of a chest stretch. Yeah, good work, well done. And then moving all the way back, maybe round through the back, tuck the tailbone. And moving forwards, chest moves forwards, lift the chin, lift the collarbones, get that grip with your fingers. Yeah, lovely, well done. And then just moving back, nice neutral spine. Lovely. From there, see if you can straighten the arms and then send your armpits forwards. It's like the shoulders move forwards. Press your back ribs to the sky. And then when you're ready, keeping those toes tucked, you're going to start to lift all the way up and then back. So we start to just move into that first downward facing dog. Maybe take the feet a little wider for your first one. And then maybe you have a little pedal out through the legs. Sometimes we do this one with our first down dog, just so that we can really stretch out through the sides of the body, getting into the side of the ribs perhaps. Sometimes even leaning over, so you might get your hips to one side, really get that nice side stretch, or even moving other side, just switching it up and just really trying to feel what you can through the body. Some days we need more of a back stretch, other days more of that front body stretch. Well done, let's check in and press your back ribs to the sky. Little tuck of the tailbone perhaps, and then see if you can move those armpits forwards as well. Lovely. Nice deep breath here. Lovely. Looking forward, start to walk the feet in towards the hands. And you can do tiny little steps to get forwards, keeping your feet hip width apart. You're going to soften into the knees, maybe a little arch through the back, or even just feel like the belly's relaxing. Walk your fingers forwards, and then see if you can lift the chest, lift the heart, look forwards. Lovely. With your next exhale, we're going to start to fold. So you might start to straighten the legs a little, drop the head, maybe still keep that bend through the knees and lean forwards into those toes. You might grab the elbows or hands to the floor and then drop in the head as well. Really try and relax and soften the shoulders, allow them to feel heavy if you can. Well done. And then if you can see your feet, you're going to press through your big toes and see if you can pick up your little toes. Well done. Little lean forwards if you can. Good work. Nice deep breath. Lovely, well done. Bend through the knees, hands to the ground, spread the fingers, and then stepping your feet all the way back into a nice strong plank, or you can go tabletop position. Lovely, back ribs to the sky, tuck your tailbone, look forwards. Well done, you might drop your knees from here, feel the shoulder blades move towards each other, and then lower to the ground. Well done, taking the feet nice and wide, press through the tops of the feet, and then slide your hands back. You're gonna start to try and lift those elbows, lift the chest, looking up. And exhale, release. Well done. Hands go down, back into that tabletop position. Nice. Keep spreading through the fingers. Send your armpits forwards, back ribs lift to the sky. And then lifting the knees all the way up and back, downward facing dog. Well done. You might think about that tuck of the tailbone again, those back ribs lifting up and back. It's going to help us look after our shoulders. We want to try and really feel like we're broadening across the upper back. So feel back ribs press upwards, armpits forwards, and then hips back. Lovely. We're always trying to stretch out through the spine. If you need a little bit more of a bend through the knees, you can always bend a lot if you need to, and get that focus to stretch through the back. Lovely. All right, if you are feeling tight in the hamstrings, think about trying to pull your heels apart and away from each other. And you might even feel like you're stretching or pulling apart through the sit bones as well. Well done. All right, so you might pull your sit bones apart, see if you can feel that stretch. Yeah, lovely, well done. So that's if you feel like you're quite tight in those hamstrings. Otherwise, you might bend your knees and you're actually going to try and feel your heels pull towards each other. Then tuck your tailbone and see if you can squeeze your outer hips inwards. So a different kind of stretch, perhaps if you're a little tighter in the lower back. Well done. One more breath. Lovely, looking forward, step the feet towards the front, moving into that nice halfway lift, that little melt of the chest. Relax the belly, chest forwards, chin forwards. Yeah, lovely. Exhale, soften, fold. Dropping the head, moving into the toes. And again, think about that hamstring stretch. Either pull the heels apart, get that stretch all the way up to the sit bones. See if you can feel that deeper stretch through the back of the legs. Or if you can straighten your legs pretty easily, actually going to pull your heels inwards. See if you can squeeze your outer hips in as well. That tuck of the tailbone. And a nice deep breath here. Yeah, good work, well done. From there, taking the hands down to the ground, stepping the feet all the way back. Nice strong plank or tabletop. Lovely, look forwards, tuck the tailbone, shift forwards and lower down. Use the knees if you need to. Feet go wide, slide your hands back in line with your ribs, and then see if you can squeeze your elbows in, shoulder blades inwards, and lift those elbows up. Nice, deep breath here. Good work, hands go down, tuck the toes, and we'll move back into that tabletop position, just set ourselves up for our down dog. Armpits move forwards, back ribs press up, and then all the way up and back. Well done. We're going to mix it up now. We're going to try and get into our hips a little bit more, stretch out through the chest a little bit more. Lovely. Nice deep breath here, but hopefully starting to feel that heat in the body, starting to feel like you're warming up, you're stretching out, and maybe even starting to feel some of that strength as well. Lovely. All right, from here, we're going to step our right foot forwards. Lovely. Try and feel nice and strong through that front foot first. And then when you're ready, you're going to press through the front foot, coming up for a bit of a warrior one. Well done. You might bend your back knee, then tuck the tailbone as much as you can. Lift the chin, lift the chest, and see if you can take those hands straight up to the sky. Well done. Warrior one here. If you've still got that little bend through the knee, you're going to start to straighten through that back leg, but try to keep that tailbone tucked. Lovely. So we're trying to get this nice stretch out here through our warrior one. You might be able to lift the chin, lift the chest, looking up. Nice deep breath. Good work, well done. Taking those hands all the way down, and then see if you can turn your palms backwards and see if you can slide those hands back. Lovely, a really nice one for getting into those tricep muscles. Take a deep breath here, maybe chest forwards. Yeah, good work. Well done. From there, reach forwards with the chest, even lean forwards, and see if you can take those hands forwards. You might have palms inwards, but if you can, try and get your palms to move upwards. This is going to give us this nice external rotation through the upper arms, get us nice and strong through the back of the body. Well done. Tuck your tailbone. A nice deep breath. See if you can get that nice stretch out. One more breath. Hopefully feeling nice and strong through that right leg. Yeah, good work. Well done. Hands to the ground. Right foot steps back, plank or tabletop. Maybe that nice tuck of the tailbone, looking forwards, and then lower to the ground. Lovely. Feet go nice and wide. We're going to try and go up a little bit higher now with our up dogs. So you send your shoulders to your ears as you start to peel chest belly off the ground. Lovely. Send the shoulders backwards. You might look up, lift the chin, and then see if you can send your chest, ribs forwards, and all the way down. Lovely. Hands go in, tuck the toes. Tabletop position again. We try and set ourselves up for our down dog just so that we can move into the right position. We can look after the shoulders as well. Here we go. Armpits forwards, back ribs to the sky, and then lifting all the way up and back. Lovely. Just do a little check-in with the breath. Notice where you're at. And ideally we want that nice steady breath. But if you feel like the breath's sped up a little, just try and take some of the effort out of your down dog. If not, fire everything up, feel lots of strength. Fire up those legs, whether you're squeezing the heels in or pulling the heels apart. Lovely, one more breath. Good work, well done. Nice and slowly, sending that left foot forwards this time. Nice and strong through the front leg. You might take a moment here, press through the left foot and then start to rise up for warrior one. Might take the hands to your waist and then a little bend through the back knee. Well done, you're gonna tuck the tailbone, hold in here. Lovely, and then maybe sending those hands all the way up to the sky. If you can, try and send your hands back behind the head, then send your chest ribs forwards. See if you can work more of those upper back muscles, and then send the hands up a little bit higher. Sometimes you can hook the thumbs if you need it, otherwise hands forwards. Yeah, good work. Nice deep breath. Then keep that tuck of the tailbone and then start to straighten through that back leg. Lovely. Deep breaths here. If you want to go wider with the arms, you can do. Or if you're trying to get more into the upper back, you might even feel the shoulder blades towards each other and those arms a little bit wider. Nice deep breath. Yeah, good work, well done. Release the hands down and then turn the palms so they're facing backwards and start to move the chest forwards, hands back. Lovely. Nice chest opener again. Lift the chin, lift the chest. Move those hands as high as they'll go. Nice deep breath here. Lovely, one more. Yeah, good work, well done. Let's move forwards. We're gonna start to lean forwards, moving more over that left leg. So we really fire up that left leg. Arms move forwards and you might have palms inwards, but if you can, start to turn those palms upwards so we get this external rotation again. Nice and strong through that left leg. And the more you move forwards, the more challenging this one's going to be. Nice deep breath here. Lovely, one more. Yeah, good work. Hands to the ground. Left foot steps back. Nice strong plank or tabletop. Lovely, all the way forwards and down. Nice. Feet go nice and wide. You might stretch the chest, stretch the belly. We're going to go a little bit further with our chest openers, which are really helpful if you're trying to improve your posture. The more you can stretch your chest, that's going to help and give you a little bit of a release. But more importantly, you want to try and strengthen your upper back. So we've got our hands back, palms facing in, and see if you can start to squeeze them inwards towards each other as you lift the chin, lift the chest, and reach those fingers to the toes. Nice deep breath. Yeah, good work. Exhale, release. Hands go down. Tuck the toes, tabletop position, armpits move forwards, back ribs to the sky, and then moving up and back, downward facing dog. Well done. If you need a little bit more of a breather, but you still want that back stretch, you can always drop your knees, turn your feet, and sink into a child's pose. But as you work through these, we'll sometimes return to that downward facing dog. We try and get that deeper breath if we can. Use the down dog to kind of check in with the body, check in with the energy, check in with the breath. So either working through that down dog, or softening the breath with your child's pose. Lovely, nice deep breaths.
And we do try and do these classes daily, so some days your energy levels might not be as high, and some days you're going to feel really good and you're going to be able to do all those down dogs, and other days maybe not so much, and other days we might need more child's pose. Lovely. Nice deep breath here. Excellent, well done. Nice and slowly, just moving back into tabletop or your down dog if you're not there already. And then we're actually going to come through for a seated position. So you might cross your legs or come through on your knees. Take your time to come through to seated. And then just taking the feet all the way out in front. Lovely. All right, hopefully you got that breath back now. We're going to just get a nice forward fold in here, stretch those hamstrings again. And then we're going to move and get a little bit of a closing sequence, and we're still going to get a nice relaxation in it as well. Lovely. So you might just send your feet away, and if you can, point through the toes, big toes especially, and sometimes you can spread your other toes. See if you can press your heels into the ground, your calves into the ground, and then the hamstrings as well. If you feel like you've got quite a bend through the knees, those hamstrings are really tight, you're actually going to roll your thighs inwards and then see if that helps you move down. All right, from there, you might stretch those arms forwards, just going as far as you can. Think about length on the front of the body still as well. And then those shoulders moving back and down. And see if you can hold here. Lovely, nice deep breath. Strong through those legs. Nice straight legs. Lovely. Keep breathing through. And you might find that with that inhale, you're going to stretch forwards. And with that exhale, you're trying to move those shoulders back and down if you can. Good work. 2 more here. Lovely. Last one. Good work. Well done. Nice and slowly release and have a little shake out with those legs. Yeah, lovely. Well done. All right, we're going to finish off with a bit of a chest lift here. So you might take your feet a little bit wider. And we do mix it up every day. So some days we do more hips, some days we do more chest, more back, more legs. But we try and mix it up just so we get that variety. So if you can, lean back, get your fingers facing forwards or just slightly turning out. Shoulder blades squeeze in towards each other, and then see if you can lift your chest. Lovely. You might lift the chin as well, look up to the sky. And then either bend your knees and then you're going to lift the hips up. So a little bit of an easier option. Or you might find that you're going to keep your feet out, press through the heels, lift the chest, and then see if you can get that lift. Well done. I'm going to try and hold here for 5, 4, straight legs if you can, if you're working there. 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Slowly lower all the way back and down and release those hands and have a little shake out with the legs. Good work. Well done. So we always try and get a nice energizing one in before we move into our relaxation. We're going to move into our Savasana now. So you might come onto your back, taking those feet out, and then just see if you can rest down with the head, the shoulders. You might take your feet a little bit wider, just taking the arms out. And then just relaxing into the body. And depending on how hard you've worked today, how much energy you've used, how much strength and resistance you've created. Just noticing where you are with the body, with the breath. And sometimes you can help to calm the nervous system by taking a deeper breath in through the nose and a big sigh out through the mouth. And you can always do that a few more times. Nice big inhale. And that nice big exhale. Lovely. Let's go one more. And hopefully you feel like the body starts to relax a little more. Might find the heart rate is slowing down a little. And hopefully the body's relaxing much more as well. And here you might relax your feet, your ankles, your knees and your thighs. You might feel the hips sinking down, pelvis nice and heavy. So you relax your belly and your lower back. Just feeling that upper back soften, your shoulders sink down. Allowing the arms, elbows, wrists to release. Relax. As you feel your jaw relax and soften, maybe even release and relax your tongue. Or maybe even feel that space between the eyebrows soften and melt. So let go of the breath, let go of the body, and let go of the mind. And then we might just start to bring a little awareness back to the breath, back to the body. Maybe feeling a little movement through your fingers, your toes. Maybe that deeper breath. Maybe enjoying a bit of a bigger stretch. Maybe those arms to the sky or even over the head if you've got the room. And then maybe even stretching through the back of the body, just bringing the knees in towards you. It'll just allow you to stretch out through your lower back, your mid back. And nice and slowly, we'll just start to make our way back up to seated. And you might keep the shoulders nice and soft, the eyes closed. And just take a moment to check in with your body, with your mind. Notice how you feel. And you might even remember how you felt right at the beginning. Good work. Well done, everyone. Namaste. Thank you very much. Well done. I hope you enjoyed that. I do this class every morning, every weekday morning, 7 a.m. If you'd like to join me live, we're going to get a good variety in, but nice steady pace, nice steady breath, and it'll really set you up for the day.